Washington and Oregon playing next week in the champ game to get into the playoff.
Yeah, way better than if it went the other way in terms of the Pac-12 getting the team back into the CFP.
All right, Sam Hartman, Notre Dame with a first down at the Stanford 41 as we start the second quarter. Deep shot just through the hands of Rico Flores. And when Notre Dame comes out here to Stanford, football royalty shows up, and here to thank Yogi Roth for the contributions Yogi made to your Hall of Fame career. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry, it's awfully generous of you.
No, it's great to see you. Always good to see a fellow Minnesotan come around. No, but seeing Yogi, I always got to come and say hello. My college roommate, you know, everything I know, I attributed to Yogi. I mean, he was the best and most knowledgeable person I could have ever been around, and to see him here doing this thing, calling these games is amazing.
So why'd you have to beat me out and take the job, man? I mean, come on.
Yogi, you knew you had a TV career.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
And Bottle of Stanford does a good job defensing that run. That's going to push a third and long now for Notre Dame.
Well, Larry, I know you're such a big fan of the game. Now that you've retired, you visited a bunch of programs. Your son is a high school athlete as well. What brings you here to Stanford versus Notre Dame today?
Well, I've always been a big fan of both of these programs. You play at an elite level, and then you also get a world-class education. And, you know, I just keep trying to tell my son it's a 40-year plan, and you want to play sports for as long as you can, but you want to be like Yogi Roth when you grow up.
All right, you see the line to gain just about the 31. On this longer third for Hartman. Stanford bringing everybody. Bringing the house, and the ball is caught by Tyree. Notre Dame first down.
What timing on the throw. Corner route. What do you think of the route and the grab?
I thought the route was fantastic. Most importantly, he came flat out of that break, you know, to separate from man coverage, and the throw was perfect for him.
What's it like for you to watch receivers now?
You know, I watch the technique. I really like to watch the footwork, how guys separate, making sure their hair's not coming out of the ball too early on the routes, and, you know, guys that are willing participants in the run game is such an important aspect for a receiver to be good in the run game.
Something, Larry, we talk about all the time is watching young guys today practicing one-hand catches.
Yeah.
So when you see it in the game, it's something they've worked on forever.
You know, I'm not a big fan of practicing one-hand catches. I think that, you know, most catches you can usually get two hands on. There are sometimes you can only get one, but practice catching two hands and make that as routine as possible.
I like the fundamentals.
Yeah, you got to stick to the fundamentals.
Notre Dame with a 2nd and 6. Faison motions, estimate carries, and again just pushes in for a few extra yards. You know, the other thing we have to say about Larry, because you've now morphed into the new career, and you learned something because your dad is a prominent broadcast journalist in Minneapolis back in my era.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I learned everything. I learned the respect of the game. You know, I remember sitting in the locker room watching my dad interview Kirby Puckett and Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal, and watching just how those guys and their acumen and how they understood and really could articulate what they saw in the games.
And they get the run for the first down. Notre Dame goes to Jabron Payne, his first carry of the game.
This offensive line of Notre Dame just continues to move the line of scrimmage. Stanford trying to twist, stunt, do anything to get a little bit of penetration. Larry, third down red zone for you as a wide receiver. Or excuse me, first down now here inside the red zone as a wide receiver. What's one thing you're always thinking down here? Anticipate different types of coverages.
I really like play action down here in the red zone, and, you know, you get into a 12 personnel right here like they're in right now. I like to get in there and block force, and that sometimes it end up getting you some play action passes down there.
10th play of this Notre Dame drive, and Hartman going to the end zone. He has it for a touchdown.
Play action always gets you. Play action always gets it.
Great call, Coach. Jaden Greathouse on the catch for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Greathouse would agree. Play action. It's man-to-man. He flattens it off. Looking like a young Larry Fitz rocking a pit uni. Look at the touchdown for the Domers. A young freshman. You were a young freshman.
I did. Did you see that stair step he hit him with?
Sure did.
J.D. Brookhart would have been. He'd have been very happy with that. You know, very happy with the stair step that separated man coverage.
Something else, Larry. You know, and again, your dad touches. The game is so easy up here, isn't it?
It is. I don't have to make those catches anymore, and I definitely don't have to run that much anymore. So it definitely is much easier.
All right, touchdown is approved. By the way, we have ACC officials, ACC replay officials, and all here for this game. And Schrader out for the Notre Dame extra point. All right, that puts it through. This is nice. I've only heard like 9 years worth of stories about you, Larry, so I'm so glad you finally came up here to see Yogi. Well, thank you for joining us.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you.
Good.
Hope you have happy holidays.
Same to you, Larry.
Love you, Yogi.
Love you too, bro. How about that? Larry Fitz. What else is going to happen today? Don't go anywhere. 14-13 Notre Dame. Today, being around the program, Ted, they're really enthused by what Troy Taylor has built this first quarter. A nice example of the future potentially here at Stanford.
Daniels breaks out, and then it's Benjamin Morrison, the good young corner for Notre Dame, that makes the open field tackle.
You know, Ted, where Notre Dame is so good is you're watching it from where we're standing. You're playing quarterback at Ashton Daniels, and you think something's about to be open, but Notre Dame does a great job of baiting you, and you're seeing him want to throw it and then hold on to it and try to run because that window's closing so quickly.
It's an excellent D-tackle for Notre Dame. Howard crossed the pressure and got Daniels out. He gained 4, and now he's not gaining anything. That's J.D. Bertrand, linebacker, in for the sack. 3.5 on the year for Bertrand.
Yeah, this happens all the time when you study Notre Dame. Watch Bertrand untouched. Sam Roush too late to the party, and one of the top linebackers in America from a productivity standpoint off the field. I know you loved it. This is a guy who just screams production.
Yep. Another, who's the senior, actually a grad student again, fifth-year player. Notre Dame spreads everything wide on defense as Daniels gets flushed and does a nice job going to his left. He does turn that into a plus play, but not enough to get a first down, and Stanford will punt.
Notre Dame now seeing these wide splits. You're watching them get a little bit more aggressive here in the second quarter, trying to send an extra player through those splits, force the ball out of Daniels' hands, flushes him, as you referenced, to his non-throwing side.
Now Stanford, last 3 games, under 20 points, so that had to sting a little bit, that Notre Dame side, that Stanford put 13 up in the first quarter. Again, the turnovers helped. Fair catch on the punt by Chris Tyree. So darkness beginning to settle in, but a 60-degree day. They played a brilliant game. I expect Yogi will do the same thing next week.
Yeah, we've got the 2 best teams head-to-head.
Tyree on a carry, no gain. And it's interesting, just a little offshoot about conference championship games. Of course, the playoff next year goes to 12 teams in college football. Just little whispers that you hear that maybe some of the top coaches in other parts of the country are really saying, don't think the conference champ game means anything anymore if there's going to be a 12-team playoff.
Yeah, it's a fair point, especially when you look at the last few spots when you expand it. But I think both of those teams, they got a great case, not just to get one to the playoff.
And there's that ball hangs in the air, and it's picked. Stanford with its 3rd takeaway of the opening half.
How about this?
Ojerike on the pick.
Yeah, you're going to see him just kind of wait. And Hartman is just going to be delayed. He waits, he tries to bide a little time, and then he jumps right underneath it. Watch Hartman, slides a little to his right. He's late, doesn't get any juice on the ball till he throws it off his back foot. And Ojerike, a true freshman, drives on it, high points it, takes it away from another freshman, Jordan Faison.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Cheo Ojerike. He's from Elk Grove, up outside of Sacramento. And look at that difference tonight, and it's the polar opposite. Again, Notre Dame came in +8. They're -3.
And Hartman's given the ball away. A couple picks his last few games, especially on the road. They've struggled. Something Notre Dame and the staff talked a lot about this week.
So once again, can Stanford take advantage of this, starting in plus territory? And Daniels does a good job just to run far enough away from Riley Mills and then launch the ball safely.
And look, I think right now, when you look at the snapshot of that last play, Ted, this is what the majority of Notre Dame's defense is going to do today. Rush 4, drop 8, make life as challenging as possible in the passing game. Dare Stanford to run the football. If I'm them, I got to come back a little bit to this QB run game with Ashton Daniels.
Get the kind of look on Marcus Freeman's face. You can tell, a sense, I should say, sense that, wait a minute, 3 turnovers already? And again, imperative when you're in Stanford shoes here, cash in. And Daniels trying it to Isle Manor, batted away. And that's the tough matchup, Isle Manor against Notre Dame's best corner in Morrison.
Well, they bring E.J. Smith in for protection, almost like an extra offensive lineman. Does a decent job of slowing him down, but gets absolutely run over. And then the route to Isle Manor, how about that? This is just a great matchup against one of the better corners in America. Isle Manor, he's made those plays at times, but that is a challenging catch. Great coverage from Morrison in the hip pocket.
So this is an interesting play, 3rd and 10. Stanford probably needs a few yards to get into Joshua Carty's range. 10 for the first down, they won't get it. Incomplete. So now the decision for Troy Taylor. Kicker punt. Ramon Henderson on the pass breakup for Notre Dame. And they're going to send Carty out.
You can't help but think like Ben Yurosek, John Humphreys. I mean, some weapons on 3rd downs just haven't been there for Stanford this year.
Carty's long is 61. Long this year is 53. This is 56. No win. Kick on the way. Kick is accurate. Kick is good. He'll be kicking on Sunday next year. Joshua Carty, no points.
Yeah. By comparison, Notre Dame's given up 16 on the season. On the season.
Well, that's why you get a sense. You look at the Notre Dame side, and they seem a little bit stunned by the first half development. Estime Nye, oh, what a nice job. Man, you talk about a guy that isn't just a bull. He's not going to run you over. How about that footwork?
Look, you talk to people in South Bend and they throw out the name Jerome Bettis a lot. And you're like, hold on here. But watch how square he is. That's what allows him to make these cuts. Square, cut number 1. Staying square, cut number 2.
Estime is a junior, but I think there's a lot of expectation, especially as a running back. You only have so many carries in you that he may move on. Estime's from New York, or from 30 miles north of New York City, Nyack, New York. Just example of both of these schools' national recruiting. And Estime there converts the short yardage play for a Notre Dame first.
I'll tell you what, the center for Notre Dame, got to give Ashton Craig a ton of play here, Ted. This is a guy, his second start. He's the communicator up front. And other than one play, I think on their second drive in the first quarter, this offensive line has been moving the line of scrimmage, and Stanford's trying to give him different looks. So you got to communicate among all those interior linemen, spread the message out to the tackles and tight ends.
Notre Dame was hoping Zeke Corral would be back from concussion protocol for this game, but Marcus Freeman told us before the game not available. Estime of the carry, and Estime has another guy that's going to be a
Stanford only rushes 3, drop 8. He recognizes it.
Yeah, he hasn't big-legged kicker, just as Carty is for Stanford. But we'll see. Will they need to? No. Whoa, yeah. Stanford plugs it. Stanford defense tightens and stops Jeremiah Love short. They're within a yard.
This is a nice job. Interior defensive line holding the point of attack. Everybody getting involved. Sinclair finishing it off. Decision time now here for the Irish, but right when you thought that the O-line, as you see there, this is trouble right here.
Yeah. That's Ashton Craig again playing because Zeke Correll not available. Estime alongside Hartman. Oh, he broke the tackle, and Estime gets it and more. Stanford had a shot. But Estime ran through the tackle.
And right over the don't finish the job, which is a challenging thing against this 230-pound running back, Estime.
And Estime is having an All-American first half. He's already at 134 on the ground. Hartman patting the ball. Now he sees the open space and able this time to get to the sideline before he's threatened by Bernadelle.
And what we've seen in the second quarter for Stanford defense, we showed Bobby April, their defensive coordinator, earlier. They've gone to like a heavier defensive line for obvious reasons. That defensive front was getting moved all over in the first quarter. We've seen Lester in there. We've seen Pat Coffey. And now we see another rotation of defensive linemen just trying with Anthony Franklin there to get a little penetration.
So on second down, it's Jeremiah Love behind Sam Hartman. Two tight ends in. He's going to run it right up the gut. Near the 5 goes Jeremiah Love, freshman from St. Louis.
That it's such a challenge when you've got these tight ends in like Notre Dame has. There's a block here. It seals one edge. They're blocking downfield with wide receivers.
How many years, Joe, did we talk about Stanford with being all the tight ends?
Yeah.
Notre Dame's had a heck of a history themselves.
That's a great point. And they're dynamic when the ball's in the air, but they've been so impressive in the run game. You see them here, multiple tight ends, H-backs again on the field.
They have not thrown the ball yet. They don't have to on this drive as Estime takes it in for his second touchdown of the night.
Well, this is that personnel grouping right here, all three of them on the left side, the top of the screen. You'll see 38 Davis Sherwood just kind of lead the way as the lead blocker. Really nice job with this personnel grouping from offensive coordinator Gerad Parker.
See, you watch that play, and Stanford fans are going to say, that looked like what Jim Harbaugh did to other teams when he got here. We're just going to line up with big bodies, and we're just going to block it and run right through you.
Well, you go back to your core, and Notre Dame was tested. Stanford had momentum. And there's Marcus Freeman saying, okay, let's just run the rock, be the more physical unit. You know the phrase around here, intellectual brutality? We saw that on the other side on that drive.
All right, the Pac-12 halftime report presented by Bear. We'll go back to Tempe for Ashley, Nigel, and Nick. I'm shocked that Arizona functioned without us being there. Noah Fifita only threw for 500 and whatever yards today. Unbelievable. 527, and we weren't there.
I think it was a Territorial Cup record as well.
Yeah. I mean, what a run by Arizona. And what a story, you know, as we always learn out here. For those of you watching around the country, soapbox moment. Everybody out here has to be 25% better than the other parts of the country to even get people to notice you. Noah Fifita and Arizona, they are playing fabulous football at the end of the season. Fair catch on the Notre Dame kick. Oh, look at that, 5:27. Man,
unbelievable. I'll say this: I think they should be in the discussion next weekend, in the final CFP meeting, for competition at 10, 11, 12. Where do they climb in the ranks? I say that because of a New Year's Six Bowl. And preparing for this game, I kept imagining Arizona versus Notre Dame's defense. What would that look like? We've seen so much of Arizona, the man-to-man coverage, the experience of this Irish defense. I don't know what bowl game it'd be, but it'd be fun.
Daniels slowly trying to pick his way through, and Notre Dame doesn't. Right now in college football, it is hard to keep track of all of them, but the Biletnikoff Award goes to receivers. They named their semifinalist group this week. Unbelievably, Tetairoa McMillan was not in there, and it's insane. 11 catches, and it's when Noah Fifita became the quarterback. That connection that goes back to high schools we've long talked about. McMillan has become, I think, in my view, the best receiver in this conference this year. Ooh, almost picked. Very close call there. Cam Hart almost comes away with this for Notre Dame.
Thrown across the body. Bo Nix got away with it last night. It's hard to do. Hart's got such a knack for the ball. Gets a pawn and almost gets two for the pick.
All right, come on, receiver. What do you think? Am I off base?
No, you're not at all. I mean, we're both Biletnikoff voters, and I put in Tetairoa McMillan. I know you did as well in your final three, and he should be the way he's playing. And ironically, it started here when Noah Fifita became the guy.
Again, the wide split, and Notre Dame does get through, and Bertrand is all over Sam Roush, and again prevents a completion. Now the Stanford side says Bertrand was. Oh, wait a minute, is there a flag?
Yeah, I think
it's back at the quarterback. Yeah, it's not on the defense by Bertrand.
The previous spot automatic, first down.
And again, this is a different game in a lot of ways. One of the ways is that by contract, these are ACC officials working.
Nice job.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean, that one's going to get called.
I'm assuming that's on Jean-Baptiste, number 1.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I didn't hear the number announcement, but either way, it is a Stanford first down at their 41. E.J. Smith goes out, but Daniels goes up the field to Isle Manor. And a wonderful story, this young man who's created, comes out of that receiving factory known as Medicine Hat, Alberta.
You know, what continues to stand out about him, you watch every one of his catches this year, majority he's catching away from his body. You see how he extended his arms there away from the defender? When you're playing against teams like Notre Dame, man-to-man press coverage right now for him at the top of the screen, you've got to extend those arms.
How about that wrinkle? They give the ball to the tight end, Sam Roush. Stopped by Jordan Botelho, first there for Notre Dame.
I think when you watch Notre Dame throughout this first half, when they've moved their defensive linemen, twists or stunts, that's when Stanford's been able to pass protect or even run block a little bit. But when they've just gone north and south, Stanford has really struggled, just taking on the physicality of Al Golden's group.
There is Al Golden, who has been a head coach twice in major college football, head coach both at Temple and Miami at Florida. And they may get out there again in the next week or two. Deep shot here to Isle Manor against Cam Hart. And Isle Manor unable to get himself stopped to come back to the ball, perhaps draw a flag. Never able to do it.
Press man, watch on the release. He wins. You want to give him a chance. You want to throw it out. And the ball's thrown behind him, a little bit back shoulder from Ashton Daniels. Misfires, doesn't read the release like you'd want to when the receiver can get on top.
And how about that size for a corner? 6'3", 207. Cam Hart was a wide receiver. Moved to corner. And that visual looks like he towers over Isle Manor. Looking back, going to the same play. Same play. And Isle Manor almost got it, but does get a flag. How about that from Stanford? Play repeater. Troy Taylor.
Well, they knew he had a chance. And how about Io Manor able just to kind of have the wind to be able to go back and do it again?
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Again, press coverage runs right by him, no contact. The ball this time gets thrown outside. There's the grab on that right arm, and that's going to be the call on Cam Hart. Look, you're allowed to bang a little bit down the field, but when you grab it like there, you see his right arm, when you can't get that up, when it's impeded, that is when the flag comes from those ACC officials.
So Stanford has a first down just inside the Notre Dame 33. As you see, we're down to 96 seconds in the half, and Stanford has to snap this ball. Oh, and then Bertrand comes in on a free run. The ball's picked by Kaiser, and he's going to run with it. Kaiser! Does he go? Flag is down. Flag is down during the return, but that will be an interception that stands for Notre Dame.
It's a great play by Kaiser, but Ashton Daniels is late on this one, and it's because of the rush. That is all layers of the defense doing their job.
Yeah, this flag was thrown during the run back, so well after the interception.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a blindside block. There's a lot of bodies flying on the return.
After the interception, holding defense number 31, the intercepting team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Be Notre Dame football. First down.
So Notre Dame has the ball. If they just lose field position, they still will have enough time with minute 25 in the half.
Look, the pressure forces Daniels to retreat. He's late to Sam Roush, and Kaiser just runs the route for Sam Roush. See the pressure? He makes him retreat, hold on to the ball a little bit extra. But how about the effort from Daniels? He sees it. You're taught as a quarterback, take the highest angle, force him back inside. He makes the tackle, touchdown, saving tackle. Now the penalty moves the Irish in their own territory.
That's terrific. That's the second time we've seen that. Bryson Barnes a couple of weeks ago for Utah, quarterback making a terrific tackle like that. But again, Notre Dame has time here. They try the back shoulder, but Flores went out of bounds. But, yeah, hat is off with the referee. Rico Flores, the receiver, clearly gone out into the Stanford white boundary. Pressure by Anthony Franklin on the quarterback.
Colin Wright limped off there as Notre Dame attack the new corner.
Now they run it. That's Payne on the carry, crossing midfield. So Notre Dame would love to clearly position themselves at the least to give their kicker a chance. Plenty of time here, all three timeouts. Oh, a nice catch. Hartman drilled one, and that was the arms grab by Tobias Merriweather. And Notre Dame has a first down inside the 35.
He just snags the ball, and the sticks keep moving.
Payne. Well, Notre Dame now, and this is going to put the squeeze, really squeezing on the Stanford defense. Notre Dame's well in field goal range. They can shoot the end zone now. Plenty of time. Notre Dame using its first timeout.
Notre Dame takes its first time.
But that drive, knowing where to get the ball out, getting the team lined up at the line of scrimmage, knowing the situation. Now here we are on this second and short. We got all the time in the world. And I'd be assessing right here. Yes, we can run the football because we've run it the majority of the first half. But also, who's playing corner for Stanford? You're seeing another freshman, 31, Aaron Morris.
There
Where
he
does he
is.
line up? Yep.
From Lowell, Massachusetts. The difference in this half, Notre Dame has had 24 run plays, a couple scrambles by Hartman, only 9 pass plays. Payne is the running back. Schedule pass plays tipped at the line, and now 3rd and 1 coming.
I bring in my big. Well, let's see. They don't. Estime not in.
right, Jabron Payne stays as the back. It's a short, very short third, and Payne's going to get outside to get it, and down close to the 10.
His speed is incredible. I mean, he just gets a little pat on the back from his quarterbacks, give him a little push in the back of the shoulder right in the middle, number 3 there. These backs, Ted, they're so technically sound. Their running back coach, Deland McCullough, is one of the best running back coaches, I think, in the entire country. Been in the NFL, was out at USC for a little while. This whole group has looked good.
And they're doing this without Estime on this drive. Notre Dame 226 rush yards in the first half. Crossing it. Oh, Hartman, that ball up in the air and it falls. Oh, that's the play that Stanford so badly wanted. Tristan Sinclair got in, hit Hartman, and that ball is in the air. If you're on the offense, this feels like a day and a half.
Yeah, with the speed of Sinclair, just kind of hits another gear, and just the ball not up in the air enough. Try to make a diving catch.
Tristan Sinclair, son of a Stanford player, one of the few that didn't leave at the end of the year last year, decided to come back and play. It was an important cog for Troy Taylor's defense. Hartman fakes, runs, and goes head first, so he is going to be very close. He may have a first down. It may be first and goal. Let's see. Nope, where it's marked at the 3.
Second timeout.
Yeah, so it is a yard short. And as a result, Notre Dame takes the timeout.
This is a really nice job by everybody. Watch right here. That's David Bailey. He wants to throw this crossing route. Bailey jumps in. He says, all right, nobody's in the middle. That's the veteran element of Sam Hartman, Ted. Wanted to go to one crossing route, went to the other side, nothing there. He said, oh, it parted open pretty good there. And there went the 6th-year player, Sam Hartman, to set up this 3rd and 1. And I'm just running the rock here.
20 up. We have a timeout.
Yeah, this big tight end grouping, they love having a tight end add as a lead blocker on a lot of their interior runs.